Hi everyone, Anat Kessler here with a new video tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to make a mini book with no glue, no sewing, no stitching. It's a really fun project and it's really easy to do. You have a link to all the measurements for all the pieces for this mini book in the description under the video. You can go ahead, grab that, download that. So I'm going to start with my strip of cardstock, and I'm going to fold it in half. Since it's cardstock and it's kind of narrow, I'm going to align it with 1/2 inch, score it, and then it will be easier for me to fold it in half because we're folding it half lengthwise. Then I'm going to use this strip to attach the two larger pieces that I have of cardstock into one large long strip. So I'm going to apply glue on the strip and then attach both pieces one next to the other. So we're basically going to have one long paper strip. This is going to be the pages, the accordion pages of our mini book. So we're starting with making the pages, and then I'll show you how to make the book with no stitching, no sewing, and no glue. Imagine that. Yes, you could make a book with no glue and no stitching and no sewing whatsoever. No needles, no threads, no wires, no rings, nothing. Okay, so once we have that glued and we have a long strip of cardstock, we can go ahead and fold it into an accordion shape. So we don't need to measure. We're just going to fold it in half. There's already a fold line there because of the strip that we started. Then we're going to take the edge and fold it to the center. Make sure everything is straight and aligned. And then we're going to take the other side, the other edge, and again fold it to the center. Next, we're going to take, this is half the accordion. We're going to make smaller pages. So we're going to take that fold that we did, this fold here, and fold it to the center again. Always burnish your folds with a bone folder or your finger. And then the edge folded to the center again. So this way we have one side of the accordion folded. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Fold the paper to the center, aligning the fold line with the center, and then the edge folded to the center again. So basically we have 8 panels for our accordion. So this is our accordion, have 8 panels, and now we can go ahead and make the book. So I'm going to bring in 2 pieces of the cover. Again, you have all the measurements in the cutting guide there, in the description, under the video. There's a link there, you can go ahead and grab it. You'll have all the measurements there. So I'm going to take my 2A cover paper pieces. I want this side to be on the outside, so it's going to face down. I'm going to place my cardstock on the paper and simply fold the top and the bottom, wrapping it. No glue. I remind you, there is no glue here. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other piece of cardstock and a cover paper. Now I'm going to put those papers aside for a minute and bring my B cover papers. I'm going to place them horizontally with the long side on the top, and then do the exact same thing, only this time I'm folding the right and left edges, wrapping the cardstock. Again, no glue, no stitching, no sewing. And then do the exact same thing with the other side. Now, we're going to trim the corners just a little bit, just a little tiny bit, because we're going to insert one paper inside the other. That will make it easier for us to do. So we're going to face our two tabs to the front like this, and then insert the paper between the cardstock and the paper like this until the fold line. Insert it all the way in. And then we're going to insert the other side between the cardstock and the paper. It's easier to use pattern paper that is kind of thin, not cardstock, for the cover papers, because it will be easier to make the cover with them. So this is one side of the mini book cover, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're going to fold the right and left edges around the cardstock piece like we did before. And then we're going to bring our other piece, trim the corners just a little bit, and then insert that piece of paper between the cardstock and the cover paper like this, and then repeat on the other side. So now you have the front and back covers with no glue and no sewing. Now let's finish making the book and attach all the pieces together. So let's decide what we want to be on the front and what we want to be on the back. And this is our accordion page. So I don't want it to be really wide, but I don't want to squish it too much. So let's say that I'm going to have it about this thickness, and this is about 1/4 of an inch thick. So I'm going to bring my spine piece and I'm going to fold it lengthwise, leaving 1/4 of an inch, like I measured the thickness of the accordion pages, on the top. About, you can measure it, I'm just eyeballing it. Then we're going to turn the paper and fold it again, leaving another 1/4 of an inch on the top. And what we're basically making is a spine for our mini book. And the spine needs to be around the same thickness as the accordion pages. So this is the spine. And you see it's about the same width. Snuggles really nicely inside. So now let's assemble the book. We're going to take all our pieces and we're going to trim the corners of our spine. And then we are going to insert, just think I'm going to flip the direction of the pages because that is too busy. So I'm also trimming the corners on the accordion, the first and the last pages of the accordion book, and I'm simply going to reverse the direction of the folds. So I'll have the red pages on top. So you're going to have to look for the slit or the gap or the opening on the right side of the cover and insert the left first page of the accordion inside it. Just flipping the direction here. So in the cover there is room to insert the accordion in between the papers. So you insert one side and then you insert the other side. Just make sure that the side that you want to be on the outside, the nicer side, facing your desk. Wiggle it until it's inserted inside the fold. There are folds there, I remind you. And this is, you can leave the book like this. This is the book, or it can be left like this, or you can insert the spine, and you insert the spine exactly where you inserted the accordion pages, in that gap in between the papers in the cover. So you insert it until the first fold, and then the other side is inserted until the fold, and then you will have your spine. And this is completely removable because there is no glue, there is no sewing. So you can remove the spine and remove the cover, or leave it like this, and then you have a mini book with no sewing and no stitching. So of course you can make the accordion even longer and make it with more pages. It's up to you. And of course use whatever papers you have in your stash. So I really hope you like this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the little bell icon to be notified when I upload a new video, so you won't miss anything and you'll be able to make all the projects. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time.